Right, let's start the meeting. The first thing is the fire drill notice. If the fire alarm goes off, it's a real one. Make your way out of the building calmly and quickly using the stairway and avoid the lift. Okay, mobile phones off or on silent. Yeah, good. Right. Well, the first thing we've got to do is to elect a chairman.
Les. I think you've already sitting there. Well, that is.
Well,
Carry on.
I'm happy to carry on.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you for your confidence.
Carry on.
Is that that's fine?
Yeah, I'll agree,
okay.
yeah.
And to elect a vice chair. Everyone happy? Anyone else?
Who's the proposal? Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Agree?
In agreement? Yes. Good. Well done, Paul.
Right, it is.
Apologies for absence with Jen and Kelly, but are they both online or is it just Jen?
Just Jen, yeah.
Joined us
But
online
Only as a member of public,
As a
obviously, yeah,
member
yeah.
of the public. So, okay. We've got no members. Sorry, no, we're not on that yet. Declarations of interest. Anyone have any declaration? I have a declaration. When we come to P1226, which is the planning enforcement letter, if there's a discussion on this, I would like to declare that the owner of the property that refers to has phoned me, spoken to me. So I wouldn't wish under those circumstances to contribute to the debate.
Right.
Is it confidential?
Well, no, it's just I told him I couldn't discuss it, but
Oh, right. So you can discuss it
yeah, I mean, I would, it's
just because you've talked.
It's
to
difficult,
them, it's
wasn't it?
not
Yeah.
really like-
I mean, I wouldn't want to,
Influence.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that the fact that he's phoned me, I mean, I didn't give any, I mean, there isn't really anything you say about it really, but but perhaps we'll cross that when we come to it, if there's anything relevant.
Oh, so you-
Right, so in that case, we can move on to the minutes. Has everyone had a look at the minutes? You got them
Yeah.
this time, did you, John? There was only one thing I noted on there on 128.2. The date quoted on there was the end of April, a response. You can call that up, save me.
Is that from
It,
Judy?
yeah, it says in there that it refers to a date at the end of that,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
had gone when we had the meeting. So,
yeah, I think that's what she said.
Yeah.
So,
She
So,
hasn't given us an update.
Yep.
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So,
Is it BDC? Head planning, not NDC.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
yeah, okay. So apart from that minor thing, I'm happy to sign the, yeah,
Yeah.
Fine.
okay, good.
It's right on the thing. And then see, and then Les will sign it. That's what you need to do. What is it? Oh, BDC, sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Do it at the end, Les.
And then if we move on to outstanding actions, we've got one or two outstanding actions. The last time we were looking at we had a report on the kebab shop signage, and were anticipating possibly an update on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had
Okay.
Okay, so I,
It's in the process.
Yeah, yeah.
Just waiting.
that was where, I think it'll go to enforcement if they don't respond. I think they're waiting for them to make an application. Yeah, okay. Then. One of the issues we had before, or questions that came up, was whether we should look at listing or seeking a listing for the station to get it listed as a listed building. And I was going to just have a quick look at the process. And the process looks very easy. Where you go on to, because it's all done through Historic England, there's no reference to anybody else at the application stage. So it's a case of going on Historic England site, making an account, and then you can make the application through the account you've set up. And it looks to me as that we meet the criteria in the first instance, and they will ask in the application to provide maps and photographs and information. Well, I think that will all be easily available, and then there's a function there for them to come back to us if there are any questions and so on.
I'm quite in agreement with it, but it's owned by Breckland, isn't it? And I just wondered if you asked them if they would agree to it. I think you would have an easier route. And I still can't see they wouldn't agree it. I can't see any reason why they wouldn't agree it. But if you went down that route, I think it would make it an easier process in the long term. So a letter to Breckland saying we think to do it. Do you support it? Blah blah blah. You know, I think that would help.
Yeah.
So are we in agreement that we would like to pursue that?
Yeah.
So can we ask the office to start that process? So it would be a case of going on Historic England site, and it's a government, gateway site.
Yeah.
And it talks you through it, and at the same time, or at some point, right to,
There are two other buildings on that railway,
yeah,
like the warehouse and the granary.
yeah. And that actually, there is facility there. It can be a group. So that's what I would say. It's not just the station.
The buildings that exist.
All the,
You've got the station house behind the mail body as well.
Yeah.
Station masters and that all has a value as a group. So that would be, you'll see that on the application.
Okay.
And the only bit of the platform that's virtually attached to the mail body is there as well. That should be part, because that'd be good to keep maintain that as sort of some,
Yeah.
really sort of identify it as a station in the past.
And just out an aside, out of interest, I belong to a listed building club, and they have a parliamentary group that lobbies on behalf of listed building owners, and Terry Jeremy has now joined that group, and that means there are quite a few MPs and lords who are part of that group, and they directly lobby to get improvements in training to heritage officers at the council. They lobby for extra funding, they lobby for changes to the VAT rule, all that kind of thing that helps keep the listed buildings going. So just out of interest.
It'll be
Right.
interesting to see what Breckland say about that.
Yeah.
And if they've got plans to develop that site, haven't they?
Yeah, and that is, I mean, when all said and done, whatever you think, it would be best that those buildings had some protection.
Really surprised me that hasn't raised its head before.
Yeah,
There's a reason.
yeah,
Perhaps we can ask about getting the old school was listed as well.
It's this.
yeah.
I know it sounds silly, but in a way, maybe some sort of movement on that, because every day I get asked about.
Listed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
but you know,
it-
more sort of,
yeah.
perhaps get that up a grade or something on it.
Well, I think that, I mean, that is another thing on our actions list. It's really a case of if things don't progress, as Jude has been reporting, then we're perhaps looking at bringing some pressure to bear, because I think Historic England would, because they're on the case, aren't they? And we could contact them and ask them for advice.
You go on the listed buildings at risk.
Well, yeah, that's
You
because
know, that's another route. You know, let's try and put a bit more pressure on them.
Because they seem to be getting away with it time and time again, you know, and it just drags on and on and on. How many years has it been?
yeah,
It must be at least 10 years.
Judy is on it though. Judy spent.
I
a
know
lot of
Judy's on
time.
it, but
She-
you know,
There's only so much we can do, and she,
yeah.
yeah.
you know, I think she's doing everything she can
Yeah,
legally
no.
to do it. So
Okay,
It's the biggest
that-
eyesore in this town.
yeah. Let's move on. Were there any other outstanding actions?
I think so.
I think we're good. Good on that. Okay. So,
No,
we,
nothing.
right, lovely. So,
We don't have to adjourn, do we?
no, no members of the public. So if we move on to related issues, which I know that you asked for something to go on the agenda, John, but that is on the agenda. So we can move on to notifications and decisions. I think all these ones down on here were all no objections. So if everyone's happy, they don't want to make any comments or anything, we can move on. So if we move on to P1026, the actual applications, the first one is the two-storey dwelling at the rear of Havacre. We get that
Yeah.
up? Everyone know where this is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just opposite
yeah,
Tesco,
yeah,
Nearly.
and by the side of the footpath.
yeah.
I tried to have a look, but you can't, because it's all been fenced in and that, and you can't really see into the site there. I walked down the half-acre, have a look, see what, but did they actually build, or what happened about the, when they asked permission to build the other house before? Did that get approval, or is this a second one to that, or is this that one again?
I think, my recollection is that they've had approval.
Yeah, I thought they had, so this is a second one on that
Yeah,
behind.
well, it's not another building, it's a new plans, as I understand it, new plans for that plot, which has had permission.
So it's
before.
just the one building
Yeah,
behind the original building.
yeah.
Oh.
And it's, I mean, it looks, there's a picture in the access document, I think.
Which one do you want me? This one? No, there's no preview.
Can you see the design and access?
Yeah, there's no preview. Let's download it and we'll see.
Yeah, but you have to, I mean, it's a bit of a pain, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You have to keep.
Is there a picture of the
See all
back of it?
buckets.
There should be a picture of the back of it, I think.
Yeah, hey,
Hopefully.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so my thoughts were that the hedges, both sides are really grown over
Yeah.
and would need cutting back. And I don't know whether we need to comment on on some form of not losing that, or whether
They landed on it.
Then they-
yeah,
Yeah.
which is a difficult.
Mostly laydown, don't you?
Yeah, it's very difficult to cut them back without ending up.
You might as well just put
Yeah.
down
Yeah,
and put something
Sure,
different.
make sure there's good fencing.
Yeah, good fence. In actual fact, that would be better because I was on doing the litter picking. Because I can't get around so well, but I used to litter pick that, and the amount of
yeah,
trash that people put
Yeah.
across, just dropped it across the fence.
Yeah.
And I was picking it out. I had sacks full there. If it had a fence,
Yeah.
it'd be so much better.
At
Because
least it'll stay on the
Yeah,
side,
they-
easy to collect.
yes,
yeah,
I mean, people would then not be so. I mean, some people do drop it on the footpath, but they think if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. But it's not. So, yeah, if they could tidy that up, I wouldn't object to them taking that hedge,
No.
No.
that side hedge out at all.
and replacing it with a
A good state fence if they want to, because they want something reasonable, because otherwise they're quite open. People get
Yeah.
over,
yeah.
used to get over that fence and nick stuff.
Yeah.
So
Where is vehicle access?
It's. Do you want? You put.
come off.
You should be able to
Down
find
by the side of the
on
original
there. There
house.
should
Ah,
be.
right, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know whether that would blow up or whether there's a site map.
it's right next door to the site that
It's a
that used to be the
bungalow,
Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bungalow or a house at the front. Isn't
The
there?
house.
The house at the front.
Yeah, it's a house.
That belonged to one of the Overman family, and there's
Yeah.
a large piece of ground behind it, which was
Yeah,
used
So,
for
I mean,
horticultural purposes.
Can you all see
Yeah.
that? So
yeah. So they
Does-
use the same axis, really. wouldn't
Yeah.
they?
So you've got the footpath immediately to the north of it,
Yeah.
and then you've got the old factory to
Yeah,
the
the
south.
The
of it.
factories to the south.
Yeah, and then you've got two-story house that faces onto the road.
Yeah.
And then there's a driveway, or they're proposing a driveway to the south of the house.
Yeah,
So that I think they should have a shared drive, not.
I think it is a drive. It
It
is.
needs to be shared with that.
Yeah.
one.
If
So
if you
anyway,
look-
there's no room to put anything else
No,
on.
But they
that's
stop and do it, having two.
There's not enough room there to do it, John.
Now, I think what you'll find is the yeah, you can see on there, that's marked up as the red line denotes the land that will go with the site behind. So that driveway will belong to the house at the back, the proposed house. And I think you'll find the access. There's another map with a turning area.
straight on the site.
Yeah, so they will, I think what'll be is the retained house will have access over that end of the driveway.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be feasible otherwise, would it?
No, and there is like a turnings or a
They'd have
visibility
to turn round,
display.
wouldn't they?
Yeah. So,
That's
Very
quite
simple.
busy there, isn't it? on
Yeah.
65,
yeah,
with opposite Tesco.
That driveway is only about 6 foot wide, where it butts onto goes past the side of the existing house. And I've said, I don't think that's really, really good.
has that got a measurement on it?
It looks as if it might have, I can't see
Yeah,
it. from here.
isolated, have to go in.
Yeah, they've got 3.7.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
where it's right by the side of the house, so it was a little bit
It's
further along.
3.7, it's fine, isn't it?
It's narrower over.
But it'll be the same thing again when you, by the time you cut the hedge back,
Yeah.
you've sort of gained about 2 meters.
I don't think that's a problem, is it?
No, I mean,
I wouldn't want it if you lived in that house and that go right past you virtually all the time. And well, not all the time, but whenever.
Well, I think, is that the house that's occupied or is that the one that's still
It's
empty?
occupied.
It's
It's
occupied.
occupied, isn't it?
Yeah, because I had quite a lot of renovation work, didn't I?
They did,
Yeah.
yeah.
so has anyone got any
You're,
objections?
you're thinking, sorry, Les, I think you're thinking of Pam Buxton's bungalow, which is in the front.
No, I'm thinking of the house that was built in the 70s. That was in a pretty bad state, wasn't they? Put all new windows in it.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one
They
in the front.
did, that's probably actually quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's occupied now. It's been occupied for a while.
So the access onto the 1065 is adequate, is it?
Well, it looks like it. You can see they're showing a splay on there, and the you could do, I don't know whether have highways. Just scroll back. I can't remember whether there was a highways comment. Yeah, just will that go up on the screen? Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
There
no.
we go.
Only TikToks. Can you read that? Because I can't read it. Helen, please.
Yeah.
More or less.
They need to be upgraded to access. Access drive is currently surfaced in ground, unbound gravel. This will need to be upgraded to asphalt.
Yeah, and it says the site assessment found visibility in both directions to be under the set standard.
Under.
And
Yeah.
Considered that to achieve visibility, that is an acceptable electricity pole, footpath signage and part of the front wall to the north of the access will need to be set back. I propose 2.4. They're parallel.
so they have looked at it.
Yeah.
We haven't looked at it.
Yeah,
But on that, sorry, with all that's going on and, you know, with the imminent Lidl's coming on virtually opposite that on the other side of the road, you're going to have all the traffic build up there. It's going to be a very busy sort of virtually a junction there, and, you know, the amount of traffic build up there, you know, I wonder if we ought to mention something about that.
Might leave it to the highways.
It's highways really, isn't it?
Yeah. But they won't look at it, they're only looking at it as it is there, they won't look at it as what it is going to be when the Lidl's goes.
Yeah, but how many
That's-
vehicles going to
that's
come
right.
out there? Paul?
There's the bus.
It's only a difficulty when they're building it, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
That'd be the difficult stage.
bus stop is virtually opposite
Yeah.
that, which,
But they ought to think about when it's being built because of the vehicles going in and out of the site, shouldn't they?
yeah.
They need a plan
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
how they're going to manage that, but otherwise, when it's occupied, I think. So, not difference,
I
isn't it?
think we can
Yeah.
earn money to pay the mortgage.
personally, I would object to it again. I think we objected to the original application, didn't we?
I don't know, I wouldn't, I mean, it's a single house, isn't it? So it's not going to be extra or considerable traffic. And it is a custom build. So somebody wants to build their own house, which is supported. And there is a shortage, isn't there, of suitable. And what else would you?
I would call it background, because it's not on a really suitable site for, you know, that land development.
That's a piece of land that's been locked in there for years.
Yeah.
You've got to use the land. for
Yeah,
something,
you have.
Say.
I think it's been just left.
Yeah.
And not even used
Yeah,
well
yeah.
as a garden.
But I think the comments about the access are very valid.
Yeah.
And the boundary. But is it just Paul who is concerned about,
I'm not, I
Yeah.
think it's good use of land.
yeah.
I'll be on my own again, I don't care.
Well, no, that's the whole point of having opinions and views and discussion, isn't it?
Maybe we say we don't mind them taking out that hedge along there, and
Yeah,
but that's an end to.
Be careful what you say.
Well, they will want to put something robust along there because they get broken into easily along there. It's dark, and you don't know what's going on.
so should we be supportive because of the neighbourhood plan supporting custom build?
But the officer will say that it accords to our neighbourhood plan, won't they?
Yeah, but I think it is important that we
Yeah,
use the neighbourhood
yeah,
plan. in
I
our
think we should
comments.
encourage
Yeah.
better use of land. Yeah.
And so do we need to, we don't need to say we have no objections if we're supportive.
Yeah, that's it.
And we have concerns that the traffic is managed during the construction phase. And we have no objection to removing the Leylandii hedge. Right.
Not hedge, is it?
And replacing with a suitable
Secure fencing.
secure fencing or native species.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
okay, right. So the next one is the signage. This is up on the Brandon Road West. As part of this new coffee business. I've never heard of a Squire.
No.
Is that a new?
This is-
Shame.
So have we got any detail of it? Is this on the actual building or is this on the roadside?
It's on the building. It's at
Yeah.
the other end of where Tesco's is.
It's on the actual building.
Shown on the plan on the.
Yeah,
building.
but
On the building, yeah, that's not,
It's one of the.
I think it's
that's
going to be
all right. I think it was,
Yeah.
there's window vinyl and
Yeah.
an external sign that goes on the outside here, look,
yeah, that's okay.
it's there.
But I didn't want to sort of start accumulating signs on the side of the road again.
No, we don't want it on the side of the road.
No, this is external on the building up there and then
Yeah.
vinyl on the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I do.
Fine, yeah.
Is everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
No objections. Okay, and then we've got the additional item with that. This is the community centre. We had at the last council meeting, I think it was it Judy? No, it wasn't Judy. It was the
Yeah, Catherine. manager.
that's right.
Yeah, she's
She asked us for a view of what they were proposing.
Oh, yeah.
And they've now got,
Yeah, we've
An
basically
application.
already read. Cancelled it, if you want
and this is a temporary building, a cabin
to.
to house the community fridge, which currently is in the hallway.
Should we be commenting on this?
Yeah, I don't think we should, we should not comment officially on this.
No, I agree,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It's our-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone,
Yes,
I
very-
don't think we'd have to object to it, but I don't think we should comment.
no, it wouldn't be right, would it?
Just goes back to new comment.
So we
We
would,
just acknowledge
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
Acknowledge it.
okay, right. Good. So then that takes us on to, we've done late applications. So P 1226, the enforcement letter leaving your house.
Yes, that's good news, I think.
But, yeah,
Oh, that's all right.
yeah. Do you want to have a discussion about it, or just
So this would have the support the sport
And the decision, and hopefully that they do adhere to the condition.
yeah? I didn't know whether there had been any further complaints or work from residents.
Well, their complaints, and I suppose.
Yeah, okay, right. Well, if we're happy to move on, we'll go on to P1326. This is a notification from Highways, from Norfolk County Council, to say that two deposits, that they've had two deposits to them with these reference numbers, and I looked this up, and what they are, it's a declaration from the landowners, and one of these declarations affects Swaffham, so they're both Pickenham estates, and it's a declaration to say that, as far as they are aware, there are no new footpaths or public rights of way been added on these pieces of land since the last time they made the declaration. And I'm not sure what the significance of this is.
I did notice the other day that they've been putting up little notices. This is private land.
Right.
Notices where you might deviate off the footpath. That was up by St Mary's.
Yeah.
Hill.
Yeah, which
That
is
never happened before.
one of these has
Yeah,
covered
not
that.
Pickenham. Ashhill.
Which footpath, was it the footpath that runs beyond, if you come off the road to
Yeah,
St
you come up to
Mary's,
St Mary's and keep
Yeah.
going.
and then keep going, you come up to the old common,
Yeah.
and as far as I'm aware, that is a public
Yeah,
right of way.
Right of way.
Uh,
But
yeah.
they've got little notices either side in the fields
Right,
that so you can then deviate off and or wander across the field. And
Right.
I hadn't noticed those before. I think they're new. So it ties up with what they're doing here, isn't it?
yeah,
Safeguarding their land against people saying this was a public footpath.
but I mean, do you know anything about the legal side of this? Yeah,
Because I understand the map.
Yeah, it seems odd that if you've got a definitive map and it's got all the footpaths and things marked on it, and if applications are made to add new ones to that, why do you need a declaration from a landowner to say that there aren't any new ones?
Never heard of it before.
No,
Was that been somewhere, is there something about this?
Yeah,
Makes you wonder why it's even come to us.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was just
Yeah.
this was, a notification.
Information only.
Yeah, information only.
Yeah.
I wonder if this personal landowner owner want to try and close it down or divert it or something.
well, it doesn't refer to anything in.
No, it's
And-
just more.
And they acknowledge the footpaths, don't they? And
Yeah, and
Right.
they give you a
I
plan
think it's just
showing,
because it's in our.
yeah.
It's just within.
But
Would
it's
it-
not
it-
fenced in, is it? So I think they're just saying this is
Yeah.
a footpath. We've not given any rights for people to wander across our land anywhere, deviating off that footpath. And I think that's the statement they're making here. That's how I read
Well,
it.
that's fair enough. isn't
Do
it?
you have a contact?
Yeah, the person who sent it to us.
Yeah, we'll ask them. Yeah.
If you ask them whether we need
Do
to
anything.
do
Yeah, yeah.
anything, and specifically what the significance of this is, whether it's anything we need to, be aware of in case it affects.
Is there any plans about them in those areas? For the solar farms and things?
Well, there are sites, I think, in, I mean, the land that they own, one of the plans that these applicant or this notification covers is some of the land that's been put forward in the new local plan. Put forward as a
So it's available, yeah.
What the,
an urban extension.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be that. Could we have that as an action item?
Yeah.
I don't know how urgent. Can I just?
I know this is not an item on the agenda, it's very
Yeah.
quickly, as it's highways. The give way signs on the road coming into Flyway have nearly worn off, and so many people are not giving way to vehicles.
No, it's all the lineage is due to be.
Has he got in, all
Already
I was
refreshed in
going to ask,
autumn.
is that in the house?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very dangerous.
Yeah, that's already programmed,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Highways meeting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
when's that? When is that meeting with?
Should be the 2nd of June.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
If we're going off track a little bit.
Which we're not.
Is it relevant?
About signage, there's an awful lot of the signs around the town that are either really dirty or really blocked out by edges of things that need cutting back to, so you can see the signs around the town.
Highway.
If there's something on your highway list,
Already on there, yeah.
is that okay?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit mallet.
Let's move on then to the next relevant point, and that's the Crocus development on Spall Road. And John's asked for this.
I don't know, I'm not sure, I recommended, but.
No, I think.
I've got an update from Jacob who chased it for us, yeah. So he said, just wanted to check in when Crocus expects to be starting on site. The judicial review period of the planning permission to be free from legal challenge expired at the end of April. We are therefore now gearing up for completing on the land transaction. We currently expect that to be 30th of September. After this, we will be moving towards dealing with starting on site and associated planning triggers. We made a commitment to assist the town council with early payment of the open space payment, and we will certainly be looking to do this as soon as we're in control of the land and can therefore deliver the planning permission in place.
So it's going to be at least September.
Yeah.
But you will know Your 106 is normally released when 25% of the development is occupied.
Which I've
Yeah.
printed off the 106 agreement.
We're not party to it, are we, as well?
No, but that's exactly what it says in there. So that if they were to provide the money prior to doing their 25%, then they are doing a big favour, aren't they?
And it's also a massive risk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they certainly couldn't release it at the moment because,
They haven't, no.
yeah.
No.
That's my reason for this fall was because it was 2023 when this planning application went in. It should be properly determined. We've been waiting for that money since then, and we've got another stretch. And who's to say they think, oh, well, it's the market's
It
not.
sounds like it's not their problem, it's the planning process.
Well, it is a
Yeah.
planning process, but I don't look at developers who have bleeding hearts, to be honest, having worked for developers. They are very savvy. They know what's going on. They know we've got money that we could do it ourselves. And if they can push us off a bit, I think, I mean, I was always unhappy with that development. I have to put my hand and say that I thought they would get away with rather a lot. And that 200,000 say just on the brink of a bit of an inducement.
Involves the law or the rules.
But,
But
you know,
it is on assets as well.
according to law,
Yeah.
you're probably all right.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I know Lindsay, you weren't happy at the
No,
not having the open space
Yeah.
on site.
That should have been on the side.
Yeah, and
We sort of
Yeah.
know this is gonna happen.
yeah,
But you'll never get away with it, so.
I mean,
but it's actually beyond, because if the site doesn't go ahead, if they do as you say, then we're not in any worse position
No.
than we were previously.
I would say we are because it's 4 years,
Yeah.
3 years now since that came in. We've been holding off from doing that play
Yeah.
area and people have been questioning.
But we've got
Jen's
it,
probably watching
got
us
it
and
on
saying, yeah,
assets to
you've
stay.
been watching us.
Yeah,
And that hasn't got done. Yeah, I think we are in a worse
I think
position.
the thing is
I think we've got a lesson to learn when we're
Yeah.
dealing with these developers, that all these nice soft words, we've got to be very careful how we interpret that and make sure we're properly covered in future and we don't fall into that same trap that we're led on and on
Yeah.
forever and ever.
Yeah, well,
This is situation that is though, isn't it?
yeah,
Can't do a lot about it.
I think the idea is we've got to revisit that, how we can perhaps get around this, because obviously that play area is Johnson, it's derelict, it's a disgrace.
well, it's on assets
Yeah.
tomorrow if you
Yeah.
need for them to
Yeah.
consider.
Well,
moving
that's why I
forward
put
with
it on there again, because it's also an assets view of what do you do? How do you take the risk that this is going to come forward in 1, 2 years,
yeah.
another 2 years down the line?
And actually, this is interesting from the point of view of having a 106 agreement. We had this a bit with the Tesco's, didn't we, where,
Took 6 years. to
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
and part of the problem was in the wording of the agreement as to what constitutes improving the town centre and what could be included, what couldn't. And if you didn't get an agreement with the developer as to what the agreement means, in other words, if they said, well, no, you want to use that money for that and we don't agree with it, you're pretty stumped, aren't you? It makes you wonder whether this agreement, instead of saying specifically the recreation grounds,
Should have just said.
it's
okay.
just open spaces, because that then gives us the flexibility.
It should have been a lot less
Yeah,
confined to what,
yeah,
it's so
Yeah.
specific.
yeah,
But I think
Any
that's how
case.
Breckland have to do it. Maybe when we get the
I
bill.
think
we
they
won't
probably
have to.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've got.
yeah, well,
But then on the other hand, we were caught there. I
Yeah.
mean, we've got to admit that development, it wasn't good. They didn't want to develop it until now. You know, they would have pushed ahead and got that started if the conditions, if the market conditions have been favourable to them. They're just not, and so they put it off. They don't care about us having 200,000. They, you know, it's
they actually sat
it's
there and said,
inconceivable that they're worried about us.
they had a start date of last November on that side.
Yeah.
That was almost guaranteed that they would be on site by the end of last year. And here we are.
You've got to watch out for is the fact that 106 has been virtually agreed. And if you go again, different to that, you lose the 106 altogether.
Well, yeah,
You can't sort of, if we took money from our savings account and built that, done that play area, you couldn't
well,
use
that's
the
the
106.
discussion. Oh, that's the
Yeah,
discussion we've
no,
got to
I
have
think
tomorrow.
there's
No, you can't do that, John.
Well, you
It's
can.
against the rules. You can't borrow money to and then pay it back, because you can't borrow and do it out of savings and then hope that the -6 to replace it, because it won't. It's not allowed.
But we're on a risk situation
Yeah, but
here.
what-
That's why it's on for assets.
It is an assets,
Yeah.
that's an assets, yeah.
That's why I put
They
it on.
have to go to full council if any agreements.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on for assets to then go to full next week. Yeah.
and we've got to have a proper story to tell the people out there
Yeah.
of why this has gone on like this.
Yeah,
Because they
Actually-
don't realise.
yeah,
They think, oh, you got money from Days Field, you could have done it.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah.
Sorry, really fast, as I was going to ask another question, but it's not.
The only thing is, in hindsight, you could have asked for the 1 or 6 or something different and then used our savings to do it, which would have been another way around it. But in hindsight, you could see a lot of things, can't you?
Well, that's why I put it here, because it's a lesson to learn.
Yeah, we,
When you're dealing with smart developers, Tesco probably had you over a barrel.
Hopefully,
They got so very, very smart. lawyers.
Hopefully, another 18 months, 2 years, you might get seal anyway, and when it's
Yeah.
might disappear.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
And we could have had on that site, what we wanted originally was to add the open space to Orford Road open space, and we could have had a big open space. Yeah, it would have been,
We finished up with the big one anyway.
yes, okay. So you're happy with that? I mean, it would be assets, and I think you're right to bring this up, and
It's only so that, we
yeah,
get it lodged in memory
yeah,
of how these
yeah.
people.
We'll do some wording
operate.
and you check how you want us to word it, so it's in the minutes that we need to,
Yeah,
John, yeah.
Do you think we should put some detailed minutes as you're suggesting?
Yeah.
On the sequence of
We've been caught in a
events?
situation
Yeah,
that we had expected,
yeah,
Section 106 monies ages ago.
yeah,
We cannot, like Paul says, if we use our own resources, then
Yeah.
that money is all lost,
yeah,
and they'll have £200,000 profit.
yeah,
Just like that.
yeah. And we are dealing with, I mean, Demurth Estate's pretty savvy, as they're on the 106 agreement, aren't they, as the current master? Yeah, so if we do a paragraph on the sequence of events,
Yeah.
an
I
explanation.
think the events,
And-
how it's.
Yeah. And we can always, if it's thought necessary, we'd always put that in the newsletter or something with an explanation, if we
Yeah.
feel that would be helpful to the
I
public.
can't see why they haven't,
Yeah.
except for market circumstances, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
And developers will do that. They'll
Yeah,
pretend there's difficulty with the planning situation, but in reality, they're waiting.
yeah.
Think about.
They're back in the land. That's it.
Very quickly, when we applied for that 106 money for recreation grant, did we specify for what area we were going to use the money?
Yeah, to say under eights on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, there is,
You have to be specific.
with that agreement, there's a published
Yeah.
plan
Yeah.
of what it's for
And they
and
have
an
to
estimate.
provide a rough
So
quote.
what we could have done in the future, we could.
You can sort of say, give us 200,000.
Yeah,
We're to spend as we
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
Which is, I
can't do
think,
that.
where we've got caught out because we thought
Yeah.
that's money in the bag.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lesson learned for future.
That's it.
application.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
reason I brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, That's
okay.
solely.
And before we close, talking about sites, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but we had that scoping request a couple of meetings ago from the owner of the land to the west of the Ecotech Centre, which is listed as in the current local plan as employment land. And they were looking at doing employment, housing and something else on there. And they asked that, to know what details will be needed to be provided to make a planning application. Well, I came past there the other day cycling, and there were vehicles on the land taking test samples.
Right.
So that's obviously in the pipeline, just out of interest.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a drainage issues up there.
Yeah, that would be the next thing. Right, so the next meeting,
It's quick.
11 AM,
Mm,
30th of June.
lovely.
Okay, so we'll bring this to a timely close
Excellent.
before we start talking about irrelevant.